Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers insider makes bold claim with QB Justin Fields. Mandatory minicamp hasn't even started, but one of the biggest national talking points around the Pittsburgh Steelers already is when quarterback Justin Fields could replace Russell Wilson as the team's starting quarterback. The Athletic's Mark Kaboly didn't rule out Fields eventually starting in 2024. But he emphatically claimed that it won't be in Week 1. While appearing on 97.1 The Fan on May 30th, Kaboly argued Fields has zero chance beating out Wilson for the starting job before the start of the regular season. "I just don't think there's enough time for that. You bring a guy in, you teach him an offense. You are trying to get Russell Wilson ready. I'm not worried about Justin Fields coming in here and trying to battle this guy," Kaboly said. "I don't think there's enough time for him to show what he can do to beat him out. They want Russell Wilson in here for a reason, and it's more than just being a quarterback. It's being a leader." Pundits questioned Wilson's leadership during his 2-year stint with the Denver Broncos. But Wilson has spent 12 years in the NFL and earned 8 postseason trips. He also led the Seattle Seahawks to a championship and another Super Bowl appearance. Fields has 3 years of starting experience. But although very talented, he didn't have a lot of success with the Chicago Bears. Inconsistency plagued Fields' tenure with the Bears. His highlight reel was one of the best in the league, but he also had a lot of low points. Those low points were often major mistakes. Fields threw 30 interceptions, fumbled 38 times, and took 135 sacks in 40 games in Chicago. The Steelers aren't wearing pads yet in off-season workouts. But Kaboly implied Fields' early tenure with the Steelers looks a lot like it did with the Bears. "Sometimes he looks like Ben Roethlisberger out there, and sometimes he looks like Mark Malone out there," Kaboly said. "He needs some more work to be done. You can see the talent. He's easily the most athletic guy out there. He just makes people look like fools in this setting. But, you've got to be consistent, and that's what the issue was in Chicago. Steelers don't need to be reminded about how talented Ben Roethlisberger was. The 2-time Super Bowl champion quarterback is 5th all-time in passing yards and 8th in passing touchdowns. Only older Steelers fans, though, may remember Mark Malone. Malone replaced a retired Terry Bradshaw and led Pittsburgh to the 1984-85 AFC Championship game. But over the next 3 seasons, he never posted another winning record and struggled to record a completion percentage much above 50%. In 1987, Malone threw 6 touchdowns and 19 interceptions in 12 games. Fields doesn't have to be a Hall of Fame quarterback to be successful. But he does need to eliminate when he makes a play one of the worst signal callers in the league would make. There's been a lot of chatter around Fields over the past month. Most notably, running back Jaylen Warren suggested Fields could return kickoffs on Pittsburgh's special teams unit. The quarterback laughed off that idea. But a new possibility has surfaced. Could the Steelers use Fields in a Taysom Hill-type role where he isn't Roethlisberger or Malone, but the next Cordell Stewart? Wilson liked the idea. "Justin is obviously one of the most talented guys in the NFL," Wilson told reporters at OTAs, via TribLive.com's Tim Benz. "You know, all the things he can do. The player, the quarterback that he is. He's dynamic. It's all about us winning. That's the focus. I think it would strike fear in some defenses, that's for sure." Fields said that the team has yet to establish any package in practice where he is used in a Hill-type role. But the quarterback isn't against the concept. "When my name is called, I'll be ready," said Fields. "In whatever capacity. First call, Troy Fautanu on specific fix he needs to make switching sides, James Conner on his future in Arizona. Monday's first call features some introspective analysis from Pittsburgh Steelers first-round draft pick Troy Fautanu. We also get an update on Garrett Cole's rehab. James Conner makes his future intentions known. And we have a belated anniversary to celebrate on the Penguins front. Figuring it out, Steelers' first-round draft choice Troy Fautanu has acknowledged that flipping to right tackle after playing left tackle in college is going to be a challenge. He's already admitted to dealing with a learning curve while making that position change as a rookie. One specific area he wants to improve upon is the strength of his left leg. You constantly push off one leg thousands and thousands of times, Fautanu told me Friday. Then you switch to the other side, and you aren't really used to pushing off the other leg. It's just a matter of time. I've already talked to my strength coaches. They already know it's an area I want to improve, the strength of my left leg. I'm so right leg dominant after playing the left side so long, it's just something I've got to work on. Fautanu went on to say that those challenges are present in both the run blocking and pass protection aspects of his game. But the biggest challenge for him right now is pushing off and keeping up with the first-step quickness of NFL pass rushers he is seeing in practice. Conner staying with Cards? Former Steelers running back James Conner is happy in his new home, and it sounds like he wants to stay there for good. Conner left Pittsburgh after the 2020 season. He's been with the Arizona Cardinals ever since. Even though the Pitt Panthers alum missed 4 games a year ago, he posted a career-high 1,040 rushing yards in 2023. Now, heading into a contract year, Conner wants to prove he is worth another deal. It would be awesome to finish my career here, but nothing changes, Conner said via ProFootballTalk.com. If anything, it's time to turn it up even more going into the last year of my deal. I'm thankful I got to see the last year of it, so I'll go into it with everything I got. We'll see what happens next year, hopefully stay, but I understand it's a business. Conner was particularly strong down the stretch of last season. Over the last 5 weeks, he posted 3 games of over 100 yards rushing. He also scored 7 touchdowns. One of those games was a 105-yard rushing performance with 2 scores against the Steelers at Acrisure Stadium. Garrett gets going. Cy Young winner Garrett Cole is making his first rehab start for the AA Somerset Patriots on Tuesday. That's the word from New York Yankees manager Aaron Boone on Sunday. Will Steelers bring one of 49ers' WRs to the 412? Let's be honest about something, the Steelers won't stop hearing about trade rumors until either they trade for a wide receiver or the trade deadline makes doing so impossible. The talk about trades rejuvenated a bit recently, however, with news that the Steelers reportedly came close to one. Reportedly, many around the league believed during the draft that the Steelers felt they had a trade consummated. They felt they had a deal in place for either Brandon Aiyuk or Deebo Samuel, we don't know which, during the draft. The fact that the Steelers restructured Alex Highsmith's contract lends credence to this notion. We also can't ignore the fact that the 49ers drafted a wide receiver in the first round. Not only that, they just signed Jawan Jennings to an extension. Keep connecting the dots, and the picture starts looking like San Francisco shipping Aiyuk or Samuel out of town. The problem is neither side feels pressured to make a move. The Steelers, so it seems, are willing to move forward, for now, with what they have. And the worst-case scenario for the 49ers is that they have too many good wide receivers while trying to win a Super Bowl. I think they can live with that if they don't manage to unload one of their starting wide receivers. As is typical for the Steelers, they are unlikely to feel any urgency for weeks. They will take a good look at what they have in the first weeks of training camp, and then they'll decide if they need to upgrade the wide receiver position. And they will have options other than the 49ers, Brandon Aiyuk and Deebo Samuel. Ray Fittipaldo of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette recently said he believes the Steelers' number 2 WR is not currently in Pittsburgh. He also said when pressed that he believes Aiyuk or Samuel are the most likely possibilities who will fill that role come September. Will the Steelers make him right? We'll find out sooner or later. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandon Aiyuk? Leave your opinion in the comments.